You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
All right, man, 15 minutes of fame. Charron, Charron man.
Man, I feel like I've done so many interviews with you across the world, bro.
Yes.
Is this the first one in Canada?
First one in Canada. It's my
Wow.
first time in Canada, man.
Your first time.
First time
Welcome
in
to
Canada, man.
brother.
My first KOTD event in Canada, man. My first time seeing Hollahan. My first time seeing Dumbfounded, live. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've been in Canada at an event, man. And such a super epic event, man.
My favorite event ever.
I think I might have to run with you with that, man. Considering the people that was on it, the reason we were here, made it all just great, man. Just great, brother.
It's amazing, man.
Jen came back. Illmac. Oh my
fuck,
God.
man?
It's like Hollow versus
Yeah.
Charron. Like, come on, man. Come on.
I feel like I'm in a movie right now, man. I literally feel like I'm in a dream too. This is crazy because, like, I feel like everything just came together. Like, one of the reasons I started to battle rap was because of Jin. I mean, the first thing I ever saw obviously is 8 Mile, but after that, like, real battle rap, 8 Mile shit, Jin was the first person I saw. I remember downloaded his battles on LimeWire, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm like, I want to do Freestyle Friday someday. I love what Jin did there. Did Freestyle Friday, ended up winning the whole thing, Hall of Fame, got the tournament, won that, and Jin was when I did my audition, Jin was one of the, I guess you would call it like the panelists, the judges that were picking who goes on the show.
Right.
And that was the first time I ever met Jin. And I'm like, bro, like, you inspire me. He didn't know who I was at the time. This was maybe like 2013. He's like, yo, I think he's going to win the whole thing. And then eventually I ended up getting on Wildin' Out. And Jin was a cast member on Wildin' Out for 2 seasons. And I was like, bro, do you remember me? He's like, yeah, I seen your run on Freestyle Friday. He's like, we're both alumni, Hall of Fame, did the show together. And I'm like, I remember saying, like, when are you going to come back? He's like, oh, it would have to take something crazy to bring me back. And then, RIP to our brother Pat, that happened. And this wasn't even like too long ago, maybe like a week ago, Nino Bless hit me up and was like, yo, we got something crazy for your 3rd round. You and Hollow want to do the 4-bar trade-off? He's like, we're going to bring out Jin and Illmac.
Hold up. I'm going to get to that. I did a interview with Jen and Loso earlier today. I think it was earlier today. And Jen tells the story of actually how he got Loso to battle.
Really?
Loso didn't know about battle rap, or wanted to battle rap or nothing. And there was some competition, rapping competition, and Jen was a judge. And Jen told him, yo, you should get into this. And Loso wound up getting into battle rap because of Jen. So to hear you tell that Jen story is like, look at this guy, man. This guy's just, spreading it and don't even know.
He's one of the most, he never really did like the written like this new era, but
Right.
He's one of the like Mount Rushmores of most important people in battle rap. Like, I feel like you got to put him there with Lux and Mook on the
Most
Mount
people
Rushmore.
don't, but you're right.
Like, my Mount Rushmore is probably like, I don't want to get quoted for it, but like, for most important, like, people that inspired the most amount of people would probably have to have Jin in there.
Wow. Yeah.
Even though he never did the written shit that we do, but he inspired a lot of us.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just thought I had to bring that up, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Really dope. And then tonight, man, like you and Hollow, man, never battled.
Yeah.
Never, was it ever set up or presented to y'all and y'all didn't make it out, or no?
It was never set up, when this happened, Organic said, we want to do a charity event. And we started a group chat to figure out like what the event was going to be called. I forget who. I think it was Madflex that said "Stay Forever." Like, yo, this is fire. And then figured out matches, and he's like, yo, I want you versus Diz. And Diz was originally not down. Diz wanted to do the event, but he's like, I have an ACL surgery. But about like 10 days ago, his doctor called him and was like, oh, it's going to be rescheduled to like March 3rd or something. And he hit up Gannick and was like, I could do this. And
but it was too late for...
Yeah, so it was too late. Me and Hollow was already locked in, but Hollahan and him happened. But
that
yeah,
was so epic.
Yeah. So Hollahan, he wanted to do it. They just couldn't find him an opponent. And then like 10 days ago, they're like, yo, Diz. And he's like, yeah.
And the shit they put together in 10 days was incredible. Let's call that what it is.
Right. I mean, shout out to Diz too. Diz killed it, but Diz is probably Mount Rushmore too. And then like Hollahan hasn't rapped in 8 years.
Right.
And he killed it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I need to do an interview with him.
Yeah.
And again, man, you and Hollow, great back and forth between both of y'all, you know what I mean? And then we had the third round. Well, again, how was it battling Hollow? Was he ever, I'm sure he had to be on your list.
Hey, Hollow's one of the GOATs. Like, I would say Hollow's one of my favorites of all time. I think he's amazing. I think he's a great human being. I appreciate him for doing this because, you know, Hollow is really on that list of elite people. Yeah. Like when you're talking Surf, you're talking Mook, Lux, and they get paid a lot of money to battle. Yeah. Like, I'll say, you know, they get paid a lot more than me to battle. They're really on that elite list. And for him to donate his full paycheck, Hollow donated his full paycheck.
Crazy.
To Pat Stay's family. How can I say anything negative about the man? He's my brother for life. I love him for that. Right. I love everyone that participated in this card, including yourself, the bloggers that came out, the people that purchased the pay-per-view, the fans in attendance, the battlers that donated their services, the cameramen that donated their services, the pay-per-view editors that donated their services, everyone. Like, no one got paid a cent.
Right. It was for Pat, man.
But it was for Pat.
How you going to say no for Pat, man?
It was for Pat.
Pat could be here and ask for something and I'll get no problem, whatever it is.
Yeah. And like,
whatever you need. Can't say no to Pat.
Yeah.
Whether he's here and even in spirit, man, you can't say no to Pat.
Yeah, Pat was probably my favorite battler ever, bro. But on top of that, he was just a great human being, and he was my dog in real life. Like,
and I seen you, man. Like,
he's my brother
out of most, not to say who loved him the most or showed the most love, but I sure saw a lot of posts from you. It was continuous. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when people pass, you know, you'll post for a couple of days. Right. And then, you know, life goes on and you move on. But I saw it was consistent from you all the time. It was like...
That was my brother. And it's different. Like, for someone like yourself who's, you know, an entrepreneur and passionate about what you do, people really underestimate the power of having a brother. Like someone that... you and him are doing the same. You have to remember, like, kind of before this, because Hollahan was out, it was really just me and Pat for Canada, right? Like, when you see us in Newark, it's me and Pat. England, it was literally like that was my road dog. We're the only people
coming over there.
I'm like, yo, I'm like, this is my support system. It's just Pat. All the other guys, and I love them too. You know, the Low Pesci's, the Kid Twist, like they've, you know, retired respectfully from battle rap. And like it was just me and Pat still doing it from Canada. And very few of y'all came from Canada and blew up over in the States like y'all did too. Yeah. So yeah. And I mean, I don't want to franchise is an amazing Canadian, but I feel like he came up on like beast mode. You are like he wasn't a King of the Dot alumni, so like that was my brother. And when you know. As you would know, as the people you're working with, the people you call every day, you tell them your plans, your vision, you spar with this is what I'm doing with 15 minutes of fame, to lose a brother like that, it hurt me. And to do this battle was the most emotionally draining thing I feel like I've ever done. Like I've done over 100 battles in my life, but like I started tearing up before the battle because I was like, man, like, this is kind of a goodbye to Pat, and like Pat's brother's on stage, Calvin's godfather's there, and I'm like, bro, I just really want to do a good job, and I miss Pat, you know, like he would always be there with me in the battles and stuff, and I was just really emotional. I remember being on stage, like, just don't tear up, and when I did like the Colt 45 tribute to Pat and was shouting out Calvin's godfather and stuff. Yeah, well, I started it and I actually like kind of felt a lump in my throat because I said it like 2 words. I had to bring it back because I felt like I was gonna cry. Like it was crazy. But yeah, I love you, Pat, man. I know you're watching down. I love you, dog. Facts, like, I'll see you one day. I love you, man. Love you too, Pat. Miss you, brother. The other thing, man, is that, you know, your third round was incredible.
We need more of that. Yeah. That you do 4, he do 4, you do 4, he do 4. Like, and it's all freestyle and rebuttaling and it's all at the same. Incredible. Loved it.
Hollow did amazing too. And
Loved it. Right. As soon as you would say something, I was like, oh shit. And then Hollow was like, oh shit. So very good back and forth. And then he brought out Illmac. And then you brought, of course, that was already planned. We have to know that. And then you brought out Jin. Yeah, incredible.
I'm not one of those battle rappers that's going to cap and lie to the fans and exaggerate. Our whole third round, me and Hollow, was not planned. We didn't plan anything. That was actual just freestyle, having fun. But we did plan that at one point, Hollow was going to bring out Illmac, and then I was going to bring out Jin. That was planned. I know people have the whole battle raps rehearsed these days, the whole thing.
Now, you could tell because y'all were talking about stuff that was just happening on stage.
That was real.
Oh, yeah. So you know the freestyles were
yeah, like I started off when I was like, you want Hollahan over there? That's honestly fine. As long as Pat's watching from heaven, I'll always have God on my side. And like,
because Hollow says something about it. If I'm telling the truth, Hollahan, come over here. So when you rebutted that, that's how we knew.
Yeah, and then like when you're saying from Calgary, and then from the other round, I'm like, because Calgary Flames is our hockey team, so I was like, he only thought I'm from Calgary because my whole career is spitting flames. And then he was going, you had some Robert De Niro stuff, he went crazy, and then Pat's brother was on stage, Peter, and I'm like, I'm killing y'all goat, that's why Peter stay here, and like.
And then Hollow rebuttal, he's over on my side.
Gone, he's a Long John, and he said something about Long John, and I'm like, some Long John, you gone, something on, and I was like, I'll make you see a reflection through this mirror match.
Like I'm John. That was crazy.
And then he brought out Jin, he brought out Illmac. That was planned. And then I knew, I had a pre-med rebuttal for Illmac being there and bringing out Jin. That was planned. Other than that, nothing was rehearsed.
Incredible.
But I felt like it was like a wrestling WWE thing. It's like you bring out Illmac, I bring out Jin, and like Soulcon. I didn't even know Soulcon came out and gave him a file. I didn't hear nothing of Jin's material, so I was like, wait, Soulcon just jumped in and gave him a file? Like that was crazy.
This was an all-star celebration in honor of Pat Stay, man. So to see all these faces in the building, smacking Beasley's in the building, you gotta love it.
I love it, bro.
Gotta love it.
I gotta give a shout out. Like I said this I think I said this in an Angry Fan interview. I remember after Pat passed. So me and Chilla Jones had a battle the next weekend, and I was just like, yo, I can't. I hope the fan. I think that obviously the fans understand. I've battled for 14 years, I've never missed a battle, but I'm like, yo, I can't battle after.
That was a difficult one, yeah.
And I had to go to his funeral, too. It was the same day. I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, we knew that.
And they were like, oh, Charron, we'd feel a type of way if you even were able to do the battle the week of, like, Pat dying. That's crazy. And, bro, they were like, yo, what's his wife's info? Like, we're gonna send a donation, and they sent like a huge donation to the family. Nice. And you know what? Like, they probably don't want that broadcasted out there. And when you do a generous deed, you don't need to. But I only say this to because a lot of people think, oh, Smack is blocking battles or doing this. Bro, they stepped up for the culture, and you'll hear Organic say, like Smack and Beasley, they're real ones. Like they donated a lot of money to Pat's family.
Facts. Very good.
I just want to give them their shine.
Facts. My man. Charron, king of the dot, bro. Thank you for your time, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you for a very great night, brother. Great night.
And I hope when they do the champion end of the year stuff, I don't know if there's an event of the year moment or like award.
You might have to start one.
I think there should be event of the year.
Why not? I
feel like this would win event of the year, and you know what? It would be cool if Hollow and I were up for battle of the year too. I just feel like with Jin and Illmac coming out in the third round, like that was kind of crazy. That
was crazy.
Yeah.
Even the 2-on-2 with Charlie Clips and
that was insane.
DNA and Lou Castro and Real Sick. So, but yeah, if there is a battle event of the year,
that should be a thing.
If it is, that one's definitely a contender. Already out the gate.
Champion should have a battle event of the year.
You heard him, Jay Black. Make it happen. Thank you for your time, brother.
Appreciate
Rest
you,
in peace, Pat, man.
Rest in peace, Pat. Uncle Raw, 15 minutes of fame. Across the world, man. Until the next time.
My brother.
15 minutes of fame. You are now listening 15 minutes of fame radio.
Let's go!